Most contractors fail because they don't understand marketing. If you want to unlock more leads and bigger jobs, you have to stop relying on word of mouth to run your contractor business. I've seen this with excavation contractors. I've seen this right across the gamut of different types of contractors. Here's how. I'm going to show you in this pretty short video, to be honest with you. I'm going to show the secrets of how you can literally scale from zero, having no income whatsoever, up to and past $4 million a year. This is going to be a really quick crash course. I'm going to run you through paid and unpaid and different ways that I've seen working right now to build your contractor business in record time in 2025. The unfortunate truth is, if you're trying to grow quickly, relying on word of mouth isn't going to work for you. A lot of contractors I see have a lot of trouble with this because they're used to word of mouth. Closing a word of mouth sale is going to be easier than closing a stranger. So a lot of contractors try these other things and have a lot of difficulty with it and decide to quit too early. I'm going to show you a nice timeline on here where you're going to show you what you should start off with and what you should end with to get yourself from zero and scale unbelievably quickly. In 2025, for contracting specifically and for local services, Google is absolutely everything. It's changed a bit over the years. Like, it used to be okay to do radio and do kind of billboards and things like that and kind of print. Basically, that's not working at all anymore. There is so much room in Google, and the front page has changed so much for local services that it's just absolutely silly if you're not doing it. If you have a look at this, if you have a look at the makeup of the front page of Google these days, here's an example of one. You've actually got these Google verified local service ads that sit at the top. So if someone types in HVAC Boston as the example here, excavation in Dallas, whatever you like, these are the ads that are going to show up absolutely first because they're Google verified, they're Google guaranteed. There's more trust involved with them. They're going to show up. Then underneath that, Google search ads are going to show up. So it makes a lot of sense to be running both of these things. Then directly under that is going to be maps. So if you do your marketing right and you actually use Google correctly, you can show up 3 times in the space of just a few pixels up and down there whenever somebody searches in your local area for what you need. If you're not on there, it's absolutely crazy. What I also recommend is just hire someone who concentrates on doing Google ads. They're not unbelievably difficult, but they're really time consuming, and there's a lot of niggly things where it can go wrong and can waste your money. Basically, if you are having a go yourself and saving yourself a little bit of money by doing it yourself, you're actually losing a whole bunch of opportunity, and you're spending a lot of budget that doesn't need to be spent when you could be much more efficient with that money. You'll find that the investment is going to be worthwhile your time to get better results out of your Google ads. Ultimately, you just got to ask yourself, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to spend less, or am I trying to get a result of growing my business? That's the thing you've got to think about. First things first, Google is absolutely everything at the moment. This was a little bit different from what you might have seen in previous years. Essentially, what this breaks down to is this. The Google reviews specifically are the absolute number one thing you should be concentrating on. If you can get more reviews, you're going to rank higher. That's all of Google ads and even the stuff we've spoken about before. A lot of it is completely hinged on reviews. The more reviews you can get, the better it is. So what you should be doing, ask every single one of your past customers and your current customers and your customers tomorrow for a review. What I recommend is do it by text. Not everyone answers their emails. Make sure you do it once. You can do it 3 or 4 times during the course of a job. You can ask someone for a review on the process, on your sales process even. You can ask someone for a review on the first time they meet you, whether they had a great experience with you or not. You don't need to wait until the end of a job to get a review from somebody. So from one customer, you can get 3-4 reviews depending on where you want to send those things off to. Highly recommend text message. I highly recommend that you automate this as well, because if you automate it, you can be a little bit smart about it so that if someone is going to give you a bad review, you can catch it before it ends up being public and you can actually treat the grievance, whatever that is, with them. Really, really smart thing to do. This contributes to something called a quality score, which Google uses to basically drop the price of all of the other things that you use with Google. Unbelievably important. It's not SEO of 10 years ago where you spend forever making articles. This is type of SEO which is all around getting reviews. Now you've got the basics down. Now you're going to start to bring the trust into the equation. That's where this thing comes in. Short form video works. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need to have giant production values. In fact, short form video, especially in contracting, works better if it's a little bit lower res, if it's a little bit less produced, because it feels more real. Everyone's completely sick of like the Instagram aesthetic where it's all unbelievably processed and so on and so forth. What you want to do with this is just the job that you're doing, grab your phone, take a short 15, 20-second video and literally just describe what you're doing. Describe the problem that you're solving, i.e. there wasn't a hole here. What you've done, we've used this excavator to dig this hole, and look how we've made sure that this dirt is in the right place. Really, really simple. And then describe how you can help other people. Get in contact with me if you have a job like this you need done in the insert area. Very, very simple. You can post that on TikTok. You can post it on YouTube if you want to. But also, we can use that content to go and post on your Google Maps, and we can put some really clever data behind that video so that your Google Maps profile starts showing up higher. Short form video works. It gets attention, and you don't need to be too precious about it. One little tip with short form video, you can also use it in your sales process. So when you send someone a quote, if you also send them a link to some of your short videos, they get a real look at exactly how you're going to do the work. It can actually help to close more sales for you. Now we're starting to go to the piece of the puzzle where you really start to scale. You've got to hire the right salespeople. You've got to hire salespeople to clear up your time, but you've got to hire the right salespeople. So you'll find there's two different types of salespeople. There's the ones that will sit back and just take orders and just fill out the paperwork for you. They're not what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who's hungry, someone who'll go out and actually chase extra deals. What you need to do is you need to pay them a base plus commission so they're always hungry, they're always out there looking. You're doing the basics. At this point in time, you've got Google running for you, SEO's running for you, making some content, so you're going to have some things coming in. Now, in that downtime, you need to have the type of salesperson that's going to go out and start to reach out and go and find deals for you. This is how you get that base, probably more kind of residential type deals. And then you want to get the salesman to take in the residential deals, make sure more of them close. And then you want to use this salesperson to do this next step in the puzzle. This is the next step in the puzzle. And this is a bit which is really important that everybody wants to get into, but nobody really commits to and gets over the line. The reality is you need to go and get into commercial jobs, because commercial jobs have a much higher margin for you. They're much bigger jobs, and there's few of them around. So you need to kind of work for them. If you've got a salesperson and they are working on a baseline of jobs, which gets them paid and gets you paid, now that salesperson can go out and look for these other deals. Here's some kind of insider tips if you want. Literally just cold call other construction companies. Cold call other companies that might be doing work that need to subcontract to you. Just call them and let them know what you do. Very, very simple. Have the salesperson maintain a database for you. So you need to have something called a CRM. It can be as simple as an Excel spreadsheet, but you need to maintain all these numbers and who you're calling back. You can literally just walk into different yards and just hand out your cards. Have the salesperson do this, and they can sometimes refer you customers if something's going on. Commercial jobs have a longer sales cycle, so you have to understand that it's going to take some investment on your time. Hence why you should have these residential smaller jobs running at the same time as going after the commercial ones. People that go after the commercial ones can do great. You've got to make sure you have capital to run your business and run your life in the meantime. That's where these smaller, kind of quicker paying jobs come in. So that's the next piece of the puzzle. There's one more thing you need to know. Last but not least, location matters unbelievably. By this point in time, you should be bringing in big and consistent work. You should be having your residential database, your residential base working for you. You should have all these things in place. Now you got to think about location. If you get to a point where it's worthwhile you having a physical location, a shop, if you will, or an office, the location of that shop matters a whole bunch. The more traffic, the more foot traffic you get in, the more walk-ins you're going to see, the more people just driving past are going to take a photo of the sign, and they're going to give you a call as well if they've got some jobs going. This is really, really important. If you start looking at the lease cost, don't just look at how many square meters you're getting, how many square feet you're getting for your lease cost. Always think about the frontage and how visible you're going to be, because that's the thing that's really worthwhile. Essentially what you're doing is you're buying a billboard that people can go and have desks in as a Wi-Fi connection to. That's what you're buying. So let's put this all together. First things first, Google is absolutely everything. Word of mouth is great, but you need to be in Google. You need to be working well with it. You need to be doing paid, and you need to be doing organic. You need to be doing the two different types of Google ads which work, which is local service ads and search ads. You also need to be running a really sophisticated piece of work behind your Google Maps. That's absolute must. Then you need to understand that SEO in 2025 actually means reviews. So what SEO means is getting reviews out of your existing customers, automating that, and then posting those reviews so other people can see them. If you're doing work, you need to be taking videos of that work. It doesn't need to be really, really high quality. They need to be short form videos. You can post them. Hire the right salespeople, get them to take in your orders, and then get them to go and find more commercial work for you. And then when you get a local office you can use, make sure it's highly, highly visible. My name's Chris. I'm at Little Fox Agency. I'm on a mission to make 100 plus blue collar millionaires. If you want to talk to me, there's a link inside the description. Hope to see you soon for more stuff like this to help you to grow your contractor business.